Guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this DIY, I will take this mirror and this long sign, and it says think positive, and I picked both of these items up from Dollar Tree. We're going to use these two items to create the base for a very beautiful wall sconce. Found this in the Dollar Tree Plus section. And I'll leave the SKU in the description. So we're going to need one of these, and we will need a mirror. Okay, so I just go ahead and open this mirror and take it apart. You have to take it apart. You just need to move these like this, move these little things, and then you can pop it out. And now I take this really small screwdriver and remove these pieces as well. So now that that's done, we are left with our frame. Now what I need to do is cut this frame in half. And I honestly do have a saw. I have a small saw. I don't know where I put it. I'm going to try and find it. If not, we'll come back and cut it with a hot knife. Okay guys, I'm back, and as you can see, the hot knife is the winner. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this part and this part. I want to cut it directly in half. Just follow the corner all the way down. So now we have two pieces, two identical pieces. Now had I used my saw, I wouldn't have to worry about melted edges, but since I did use this, I have to go ahead and remove those melted little pieces. Okay guys, so the next thing I want to do is connect these two pieces in a way that we can build our frame. And to do that, I'll use these bamboo dowels that I picked up at Walmart. Now Dollar Tree carries some, but they're a little bit shorter, so if you want a shorter wall sconce, you can use those, or you can go to Walmart and get these. You get 12 rods, and they're 12 inches long, okay? We need 4 of these. Just check them to make sure that they all seem straight, because sometimes they have a little bit of a bend in them. So now what I want to do is take them, and I'm going to glue one right here, one here, and then one on each corner. And I'm going to use some of my Gorilla Glue along with some hot glue. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the glue right in the base. Just like that. Same thing for this one. Now we'll go ahead and start inserting our rods. Put in some hot glue to help hold it in place while the Gorilla Glue sets up. And again, I'll use my little Temu fan to help me cool down the hot glue. So now we'll go here and do the same thing. Okay guys, so I'm back, and now I have my 4 rods in place. Now you want to do the same thing with this one. Although the hot glue has set up, it's still weak, so you have to really be careful. So now we're just going to carefully flip this over and put our rods in place. As we put them in place, let's go ahead and add the hot glue. You want to hold it steady. Now the other pieces will be leaning. Don't worry about that. Just don't wiggle them too much. You don't want them to come loose from the first part of the frame. Alright, so now we want to go to our other front piece on this side. Okay guys, so now this is what we have. And we're still waiting on the Gorilla Glue to set up. Now the frame is still fragile, so handle it with care. So the next thing we're going to do is take our sign. And there's a little bit of a bow in it. I think this part is the best. So next thing I'm going to do is remove these hooks. We'll need the screws from this. And we're going to use those screws with a sawtooth hook. I'm going to take my sign, and again, it has a slight bow in the sign, but this side is the best. Let's see if I can put this up here so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to take our sign, and we're going to put our frame right on top of the sign. And as you can see, it's almost a perfect fit. So we're going to put like a mark here and a mark here. I'm going to take this ruler and draw a straight line across. Now again, if I knew where my saw was, I would use my saw. So since I don't have my saw, I'm going to use this knife, and I'm going to use my ruler to score this board. So now that I've scored it a few times, I'll line it up on the edge. You really can't see me do this. I'm going to line it on the edge of my table and pop it. Now if you don't do a good job, you will have a little bit of a chunk left behind, but you can score that some more and just break it off. Alright, now everything should line up. Let's see. Hopefully we did a good job. Everything lines up. Perfect. Good, 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 good. Okay. So now we're going to glue our frame to the back. And this rough part with the rough edge is going to be the top, okay? So now I just go ahead and start gluing this together. And again, we'll be using some hot glue, some Gorilla Glue, and some masking tape, okay? I'm putting the Gorilla Glue on the plastic, and then I'll put the hot glue in the hollow part of the plastic. And line it up. Take some of your tape and go ahead and start taping this down as fast as you can. Remember, we have our hot glue going, so we need to hurry up and put this tape on there before the hot glue sets up, okay? Once you get tape on all 4 pieces, go ahead and tack it down even more. So what I'm going to do is put a heavy book on top of here because I want to add weight to this while it dries, okay? So I'm going to do that and let this dry overnight. Once it dries, we're going to spray paint the whole entire thing silver. And then once I do that, I'll come back and move on to the next. Okay guys, so I did say that I'd come back and this would be spray painted, but during the night I thought about this and it's completely dry and it's a really, really tight grip, but I'm going to be adding some weight to the front part. So I want to reinforce it a little bit more. So this next step is something I want you to do right after you add the glue. Don't wait till the next morning. Do this right after you add the glue. Now you're going to need a small hole right here. You can use a drill or you can use your hot knife. Now the hot knife that I use comes with different tips so you can change them out. This is the tip I'm going to use to put a small hole right here, but I'm going to angle it down. Just like that. You can actually drill the holes before you glue this together. But after you glue it together, go ahead and take a screw. Okay, this screw is about 1/2 inch long. And what I'm going to do, there's this double part here. You want that to go in the side and go into that. This is just to reinforce it. And as you put the screw in, you will notice that your frame is starting to lift. Just hold it down, sturdy. And that's going to reinforce everything. Alright, so now I'll go ahead and spray paint this silver. Then we'll come back and move on to the next step. Okay guys, so I'm back. And here's what my frame looks like after I spray painted it silver. Here's the bottom and here is the top. I'm going to add some of these sawtooth hooks to the back. They come with these real tiny nails. Instead of using those nails, I'm going to use these small screws that I took from our sign, from this sign. So here I have my power screwdriver. I'm going to put one here and then I'm going to put one here. Okay guys, so next up I have these mirrors from Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do is glue these right in the center. And before I do that, I want to go ahead and remove these little feet off the bottom of each mirror. So now I'll use my Gorilla Glue on the back of each mirror. So I'm going to allow the glue to set up on this for about 30 minutes. And then I'll come back and move on to the next step. Okay guys, so while the glue is setting up on my mirrors, I'm going to take 6 of these tower blocks that I picked up from Dollar Tree. And I want to glue these together. Okay, so I have a pack of beads here. And I'm not sure where I got these, but you can also find these at Dollar Tree. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on my bead. And I'm going to glue it right in the center with the opening this way. Once it dries, I'll paint the entire thing silver. Let's move on to the next step. So next I want to drill some holes through my frame. I want to drill 3 here, 3 there, and 3 on this side as well, at the top and the bottom. So I'm just going to put this small bit in this drill. I want to find the midway point. This is almost 5 inches wide. From here to here, I marked it halfway, and then from here to here, I put a dot between the halfway points. And I did the same on this side. I'm going to take my drill and just drill a hole, and I want it closer to the top than the bottom. I don't want it in the middle. So now we have 3 holes. We're going to do that here, on this side, and at the top. Okay guys, I went ahead and started decorating on this side, so I'm just going to show you exactly what I did. I'm going to cut 3 rows of mirror tile, and I'm going to glue it from the inside. Okay, just like that. I'm going to cut 1 row of mirror tile to put on the outside. So just put this right on the edge. I'll also be using some of my diamond bling. So I have 9 rows of my diamond bling, and I'm just going to measure from here to here, get an idea where I need to cut it. Put this right on top. Make sure you line it up. And just roll it like that. Press it down. And then make sure that you close it. Alright, so next up we're going to take some more of the diamond bling. We're going to put it from here and bring it all the way to the top. Now I've already measured it. I just put it here to see where I need to cut it, and it slides right in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut the rest. I'm going to go ahead and cut another piece for this side, put it down, then come back and move on to the next step. Okay guys, so the battery died right when I was getting ready to put this piece on. But I just went ahead and put that on, and then I came down here, and if you guys remember, there was an opening here, and I filled that in. Add some bling to the side, right here. And it's going to take 4 rows. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 4 rows. So I'm going to add some of this glue to the side to help the diamond bling stick better. So now I'll just line this up and put it on. And that's what we have so far. Okay guys, so we are at this point. Before we finish decorating our wall sconce, I want to go ahead and add in our shelf. You remember we built this and then I spray painted it silver. What I'll do now is just glue this right in the center. And I'm going to glue it to where the bead is on the bottom. And a lot of you already know why I did that, because I'm going to hang something from this later. So I'm going to glue this here right in the center. And I'm going to let this dry overnight. Once it dries, I'll come back in and add some mirror tiles to it. And then we can start decorating the rest of the wall sconce. Now I'll let the glue set up for a few hours and then come back. To save on time, I went ahead and added mirror tiles to the shelf off camera, and I left an opening right here in the front because I'll be gluing something there later. Now I'll add mirror tiles to the bottom of the shelf. Now we have the bottom, the top, and the sides covered in mirror. And I'm going to add some mirror on the front as well, but before we do that, I want to show you what I'm going to put in the middle. I'm going to add this beautiful butterfly, and again, this is part of my butterfly series. This is an ornament that I picked up at Walmart during the Christmas holiday. You can also find them at Hobby Lobby. I do have a DIY that was inspired by this particular butterfly. I'll link it below in the description if you're interested. But in order for me to stick this on there, I need to remove this thing. So I'm just going to pull that out. There's like a little bit of a bulge here. I'm going to use my hot knife and flatten that out because I want to have a really good contact. So it's going to be right in the center. So now I'll go ahead and add some mirror towel around the bottom of this. And then I'll go and add some at the top as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is add some of my garland. And this is why I'm going to do the $10 gift card giveaway at Amazon. I think these are $9.99 a bag. So I'm going to give away a $10 gift card to pay for a bag. One bag will take care of one wall sconce, okay? I'm going to do 2 giveaways. So this is how we do this. You take the jump ring, you open it. You open the jump ring and you slide it through the hole. You might have to angle it, get it to go in there. Once you get it through, you come all the way down and you see where you need it. You see here? Perfect. So what I'm going to do is remove the jump ring below it. We have this extra bead, and I'm going to use this bead to cover this hole. Just turn it this way. Alright, so I'm going to take the bead and fold it upward. Then I'm going to take my jump ring, open it, and then slide it through there as well. Okay? If that's too hard, you can always add the bead later, but that's to cover the hole. Now I'll add the other crystal garlands on off camera. Okay guys, so we are closing in on the finish line. Look at this. Ooh, isn't that gorgeous? And you see the way the dangles cover those holes? So what I'm going to do now is take 3 rolls of mirror towel, and I'm going to get as close as I possibly can to those holes. And it's 3 rows. Okay, just like that. Then I go on this side. Rule number 1, to enter the giveaway, you must be a subscriber. So that's what we have now. I'll add some here and here. Then I go to the top and do the same thing and then come back. Okay guys, I'm back. Now although the battery died, I continued to work, and I'm going to show you what I did off camera. I went ahead and put the mirror on the sides. And then I put some on the base. And then I went on the inside, like here. See that? Up there and then around on that side. I did the same thing on the top. Now on the back of here, at the top, I just went ahead and put some of the diamond bling. But on the bottom, I did the mirror. Okay? So yeah, that's where we are so far. Okay, so you see right here, there's an opening at the bottom. I don't like the way that looks, so I'm gonna fill that in with some beads. I have some beads that I picked up at Walmart right after Christmas. I have my scissors ready to go, and I have my hot glue. So what I'm going to do is just fill in the space with some hot glue. And when you do this, just take your time because you have to fill that in. Now I know we've gone through quite a few steps, but that's necessary because we want this to look professional. So now I'm just going to take my beads and lay them right on top of the hot glue while it's still warm. You just want to push your beads right down into it. Get an idea how much you need. Go behind the garland and push your beads in place. Okay, so now I'll go off camera and add beads to each side and then come back. There's one other thing I want to do. Is cover this raw edge on the base of our wall sconce. So I'm going to take one row of our diamond bling and place it right on that edge. Through all the loops. Okay, and then press that down. And that's going to give it a more professional finish. Okay, so I'm done adding that last little bit of bling on the base. Finally, back to the butterfly. As you can see, it has a hump right there, and I want that flat. So I'm going to use my hot knife to flatten that out. I'm just going to go right across there. This is going to give me a flat surface, and not only that, a wider surface to make it adhere to my wall sconce better. So now it's really flat. Perfect. Then I'm going to use some of my Gorilla Glue along with my hot glue to put it on there. Put a nice little drop of my Gorilla Glue on there. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of hot glue here and here. I really don't want these two glues to mix. Rule number 2, you must comment and add Beverly Stunning Creations in your comments. Put that right in the center and hold it down until the hot glue sets up. Then take your hot glue and go right underneath there and add a little bit more glue to secure it better. So I have my butterfly in place. I don't want to lift this up because the glue is still setting up. So I'm going to let this sit for about 3 or 4 hours, and then we'll come back and address the bead at the bottom because there's one other thing I want to add to it. As you can see, I have more of the crystal garland, and it has 8 crystals on there and 2 jump rings. I also have a teardrop shaped crystal pendant, and I'm going to attach it to the garland. And finally, rule number 3, simply hit the thumbs up button. So now I'll slide the jump ring into the bead that's attached to the shelf. So the beads that I put down here, I put up there as well. And then I think I'm going to add some string lights. And then I'll hang it on the wall and let you see what it looks like. And here's another look at my completed wall sconce before I hang it on the wall. And here's my wall sconce hanging up in my foyer. And as you can see, the light in my foyer is really dim. But even in this dim lighting, this beautiful wall sconce still sparkles and shines. I turned the lights off and put a votive on the shelf, and this is what it looks like. And it gives a beautiful light to dark ombre look. To achieve this look, I simply wrap some string lights around the back of the shelf. And finally, to achieve this ombre look, I used a combination of the candle and the string lights, and I think it's absolutely stunning. Okay everyone, this concludes my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to enter the giveaway. Okay, everyone, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.